Well, this is day 4 of our seminar on the footsteps of the Apostle Paul. We have so many biblical sites today that we're going to, it will take us several audio recordings to cover them all. You're going to get so much out of this day in Turkey by going through these lessons. Well, we'll start the day by getting up early and getting to the airport. We then fly south down the western part of Turkey to Izmir. I can almost predict it will be a sunny day when we get there because the city has 300 sunny days every year. We know the city by its ancient name, Smyrna, one of the churches of Revelation. Here's a map of those 7 churches in Asia. The dotted line shows the mail route of that day. The letters to the 7 churches were given in the order of the mail route. Well, we're going to travel a little bit different route. We'll start at Smyrna because we'll fly into its airport. We'll put Pergamum last when we're heading to Troas. So our order will be Smyrna, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, Laodicea, then we'll stop by Colossae because it'll be close, Ephesus, and then Pergamum, and a few other interesting stops along the way. Now, back to Smyrna. In some of the sites we visit in Turkey and Greece, the modern city has moved to a different location, leaving the ancient city available for archaeological excavation, like Ephesus or Corinth. Well, that's not the case for Smyrna. Izmir was built right on top of the old ancient city. In fact, it's built on top of 32 civilizations. Today, it is the 3rd largest city in Turkey with over 3 million people. It is a university city and is known as the Pearl of the Aegean Sea. Almost half the population is under the age of 30. So what they have done is dedicate a few square blocks to expose a small portion of the city of Smyrna. The name Smyrna refers to their main commodity, myrrh. They hold the exclusive right of its import and export. The myrrh from the birth and death of Jesus probably came from Smyrna. Aristotle said that Smyrna was founded 3 times. Originally, it was founded in the 11th century BC. But then in the 600 BC, a Lydian king came and just destroyed it, leaving only a tiny little village. It stayed that way until finally in 290, Alexander the Great came, and he had a dream that he was to build the city to be a spectacular place in all of that area. Finally, the Romans came and made it a wealthy and beautiful city, building it up to about 200,000 people. It is known for its beautiful flowers and its almost tropical climate. It was called the glory of Asia. They said of themselves, "We are a city who once was dead and have now come to life. We are the city of resurrecting. We were dead, but then we were made alive to a much better life." Jesus uses this theme throughout his letter to the church. It was the best seaport in the Roman world. It was the closest port to Europe, straight across the sea from Athens. In 26 AD, Emperor Tiberius chose Smyrna to be the temple warrant for the cult of Tiberius. By the time of the writing of Revelation, emperor worship had become mandatory. Every Roman citizen, at least once a year, had to burn incense to the Godhead of Caesar. When they did, they were issued a certificate that gave them the right to buy and sell. Well, the people of Smyrna were openly hostile to the Christians because they refused to worship Caesar. The Jewish population of Smyrna also hated Christians and kept stirring up pagans against them. Revelation refers to the Jews in Smyrna as the synagogue of Satan. Christians were charged with several things. They were charged as cannibals because of the Lord's Supper, eating the body of Jesus and drinking his blood. They were known as atheists because they didn't believe in the many gods. They were accused of being disloyal to the government because they refused to burn incense to Caesar. In 155 A.D., Polycarp, the bishop of the church, was martyred at Smyrna at the age of 86. His crime? Not burning incense to Caesar. He had been a student of John. He said this, 86 years I have served him, and he never did me wrong. How then can I blaspheme my king who has saved me? When they tried to burn him at the stake, the flames wouldn't touch him. They finally had a soldier thrust him through with a spear. Well, read the letter of Jesus to Smyrna in Revelation 2, 8 through 11. It is the shortest message of the 7. It is one of 2 that receive no rebuke from the Lord and no call for repentance. For added study this week, go to btstories.com and watch the story number 258, entitled John's Vision. Also, watch the insights as well. Well, your tip of the week is this. Here in America, we have become accustomed to the fact that cars are to yield to pedestrians. That's not the case in Turkey and Greece. They may not hit you, but they'll come so close that it will give you a fright. My tip of the day is this. When you're walking, watch out for cars. Especially when you're crossing the street, watch out because they're not watching for you. Well, that's all we have for you this week. We'll be talking to you next week.